So what we got off? Right,
Just click on it, kind of the safety side of it. If you need to stop the motion, if I'm not available, just hit the red one.
Okay, gotcha.
This one. I need to. The steps need to go back. So you just press A.
Right. Okay.
And then just have a quick kind of. You can see down one of the gaps where the stairs.
Oh right. Okay.
They move,
I see what you mean.
They
Yeah,
move back and forward just to get them out of the way. And then just to switch the motion, it's just this one.
Cool.
Up.
Nice.
And then.
Right, APU bleed on. That's off. That's fine. That's aligned.
It's not aligned yet.
No.
Not,
Okay.
not told
Right.
where
Okay.
we are yet.
That's
so
still flying then.
That's waiting for a position to be entered. What we tend to do is just get rid of all the white lights, which you can see you've done.
Yeah.
Fuel's gone. The cruise supply oxygen we'd have on. That's on. Yeah. We'd usually switch the ground control for the CVR. Switch that. That should come back on. Yeah. So that's just so that it kicks the cockpit voice recorder in. So actually, so it's recording us now.
Okay.
That's the top panel done.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And then sets up the FMGC. So you tell it when you get the FMGC. So that's what it'll start off with. It tells you the aircraft database for the nav data.
Sure.
And then we use an acronym called DIFRIT. So we'll go data, which is this page.
Yeah.
Next page will be init. So we're going to go from, we'll just put east mids to east mids. So for EG NX / EG NX, yeah.
So
okay.
cruise and.
It's called flight number Ralph. I don't know what that means. But and then so to tell the IRS is where we are. We got IRS in it.
Yep.
And then it should know where it is. Just switch these off again.
Ah,
100 above.
There we go.
Minimum.
flying now.
Right, okay,
Pop
that makes sense. So why everything is not playing. So that should start. That should all align. It'll do it. It tends to. If you don't put positioning in,
Yeah.
if you leave it for a certain amount of time, it will eventually just reference to the GPS.
Sure.
Okay, so the next thing we need to, when you start everything up, it tests everything, it gives you
Yeah.
all these warnings and stuff. That should all disappear soon. So the next thing we need to do is tell it. So DI, we've done I. So just tell it to go cruise level. Just put
Yeah.
something in there. Anything.
13.
Yeah, that's right. That's 1,000.
Oh, well, yeah.
So we, yeah, 13. Yeah. Okay. Then we need to put a flight plan in. So which is the F. So flight plan. That's it. We'll tell it we're going to go off runway 27. So if you click on top left, so L1, that's it. Put a departure in. Top left, M1 again.
Yep.
Sorry, L1. So runway 27.
27.
We're not going to fly well, unless you want to. Yeah. So
departure.
let's do the Daventry departure.
DTY.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then temporary insert. So that's told them what we're going to do. And then
Okay.
we're going to come back into here so as well, so we can put an arrival in as well. So if you L6, so destination. So these are L1
Right.
to 6 and R1 to 6.
Right,
so
okay.
So L6. And then we'll put an arrival in, so R1, and we'll tell it we're going to fly the ILS for 27.
27. Yeah.
Yeah. And insert that one. Cool. So that's all. Pretty much all we need for the flight plan wise. The next one would be so radnavs. We're not going to really be flying anything like that, so we don't particularly need anything. What we'd normally do in there is put backup for VORs. So if we lost all our map, we could just go to raw data and fly on Rose VOR.
Yeah. And would it would have the ILS frequency anyway? Because
the ILS will auto tune once we're within 250 miles, which we will be because we're not going to go outside of it. So the next one is init page 2. So init and then page 2. So we need next page. So arrow. And then with that one
Fuel.
we'll put fuel. So fuel, I'll give us 5. I'll give us 5 tons, and I'll freeze the fuel. So I don't want to be worried about that particularly. Is that giving us 5 tons now?
So 0, is it 0.5?
No, it's 5.0. Freeze corruption.
Into block.
Into the block fuel, yeah.
Sure.
It knows what the weight is
Yeah.
already, so that's fine. So that's given us a takeoff weight of 61.9, 62 tons. And we'll use that then to use to work out our takeoff speeds and all that for the V1,
Yeah.
VR and V2.
That's on the perf, isn't it?
Perf,
Yep.
So perf is the next page. They look a little bit too fast for this weight, so if we make it.
Flaps. What we do? Flaps 1.
We'll do a flat 1 takeoff.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll call it 1. So if we call it 120, let's type 120.
Because on my sim, you press it and then it calculates, and you press it again to confirm.
Right. Okay.
Which is, I guess it's not doing that.
We'd use some software in
Yeah.
here to calculate our speeds. So give it 120,
125, 123.
we'll call it 120, 125, 130. And then it's calculated that that's green dot speed,
Yeah.
so that's our minimum drag speed. The
Sure,
slowest
yeah,
speed we
yeah.
can fly.
Most optimal.
Yeah. And we'll give a flex as well, put a flex in of 60.
Okay. Flex
Okay.
to temp.
Yeah.
Are we going flex on takeoff or
We'll use a flex
toga?
takeoff.
Okay.
Yeah, toga at these weights, it
Yeah.
just everything will go
Yeah,
too
yeah.
fast and it just be
Yeah, yeah.
before you know it.
That's
So
one thing that
before-
my sim doesn't do.
You can't
Is
do
flex. No, you have to go toga.
So,
It
yeah,
complains.
so toga's the three clicks.
Yeah, yeah,
Flex is just the 2 clicks,
Yeah.
and then we'll come back to 1 to climb thrust.
yeah, yeah. They're still working on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So after performance, so there's 2 P's at the end. So it's performance then progress. So the progress page, top line.
Yep.
And that just basically tells us what our optimum flight level
Yeah.
would be. And what we can do in here as well is what I do is put the threshold identifier in. So
Right.
EGNX27. That's just what the database calls the
Right.
threshold. So that
Understood.
will then tell me where it is
Yeah.
compared to where we are. I don't know why these aren't identical.
Yeah, it's still aligning.
Something's not quite right.
Because you should, yeah. I mean, on mine you can just tell it like
Yeah.
immediate align.
Oh, bollocks. Sorry.
What? Oh, you cleared it. Ah,
I'll do that in a minute. I'll have to get the boss back. This has failed something.
weird.
It is. I'll tell you what, I'll just do everything we just did.
Did you say it was EGNX?
Yeah. I don't think that'll work.
Ah, okay. I'll try it. Data link
You
available.
did, yeah. You got some message. So
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's
I
working.
don't know what it's going to give you.
I don't know, we'll find out in a minute. Recent messages. Weather data. Oh yeah, here we go.
No, yeah, do that.
So we've got 280 at 14. It's not too bad, it's a bit of a crosswind.
You can also put a secondary flight plan in here. What we'd normally do there is put our engine failure procedure,
Right,
but we'll just call it straight ahead today.
so it's 9999. Q&H. QNH.
What was it?
QNH 9999. Am I right?
No, that's
No?
the visibility is
Oh,
10K.
right.
QNH
10,
1011.
1011, sorry.
I'm doing something silly here. Right, so we've set up. So we've now, that's the routing we've just put in, we programmed in. So we'll fly that, and then we'll come back and go into the circuit and do a couple of runs.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Alright.
Right, let's start some engines then.
Sure.
So we've got our APU, we've got bleed.
Yeah. So starting engine 1.
Would normally start 2 first, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, of course, because of the hydraulic system, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You happy with
I
your
failed already.
seating? You happy with your seating position?
Yeah, yes. I mean, yeah. I think I'll tweak it once I get.
Yeah, you'd normally have an armrest here.
Yeah.
So you can see the N2 starting.
Yeah, yeah.
Once fuel flow starts, you start getting EGT, which means the engine's lit up.
And it goes high and then comes down, doesn't it?
Yeah. So it'll tell. Obviously, tells you when it's to stay.
You're supposed to start the chrono, aren't you, at some point to check?
Yeah. What I'd normally do is start the chrono when the valve opens, so you know how long it's been putting fuel in. And
okay, so engine 1 is available.
Yeah.
So starting engine 2.
So it's pumping air into turn into, and then once it gets to about 25%, an igniter will come on and it'll start pumping fuel in. So common failures of an engine, well, you can say common, you very rarely get them, but if it doesn't light up, you just end up with a load of fuel and you can have a hot start, flames coming out of the back.
It's fun.
But fade out monitors it all, and if it senses a fault, it'll just stop the start, and then it'll dry crank to get rid of any excess fuel or any fumes, and it'll just give it another go. It'll try it 3 times.
Yeah. Well, it starts better than my Warrior.
It starts better than the aeroplane.
Does it? Did you have start issues?
We've got these Neos now, and they take forever.
Do they?
Yeah. Okay. So
right. So mode selector to norm.
Yep. That's a norm. So you got the after engine start, which would normally be the pilot not flying.
Yeah.
But I'll let you do it. So the APU bleed will go off next.
Yeah.
And then the APU comes off.
Oh yeah. Just off the air.
And this is the point where if you need anti-ice, you put the anti-ice on as well.
I think we're okay today, aren't we?
Okay, so the other guy as well would. So you need to arm your spoilers, ground spoilers.
Yep. Armed.
We need
flaps 1.
Flaps. Press flaps for 1. We'd also check that our rudder trim was at neutral. So you just press the reset.
Yep.
I need to set this, but I've set it at 0 today because we're pretty much balanced. Right, so that's that. And we do after start checks would be once the status on here coming temperature might pack it on the cars, but we don't need temperature press. Yep, no passengers. Okay, so the after start checks would be checking the flaps.
Flaps next.
Yep, APU's off. Anti-ice is on. Then we do a control check.
Yep.
Which is just
so was it?
If you as soon as you touch this, it'll bring up the flight control. So it's full left, full right, full up, full down. We do a rudder check as well. With that, you press the disconnect. Just stop your nose wheel going.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I forgot about that. That's not something that I've got in.
Full left. Perfect. And I do mine. We've seen if you try and move the stick as well.
Is it going to warm?
Get a dual input.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we'll pretend that we've taxied out now. There's no benefit taxiing this because it's a bit funny on the ground.
Yeah.
So we'll do a normal 2-engine takeoff. Won't do any failures at the moment. We'll try them later on. So you're happy with the technique?
Yeah. So
same as in a Warrior.
So stick down till
until
100 and then neutral, then rotate to 15. Is it 15 degrees?
15 degrees. Yeah. So we go up to so which is the second
this larger line.
That's it. Yeah. You may notice that it'll slow down over 10 as the flight director. As the airflow from the wing interferes with the tail, you'll kind of notice it slows down. You just got to pull through it.
Okay.
You're looking at around about 3 degrees a second, so about 5 seconds to get 15 degrees.
Okay. So positive rate of climb, gear up, and then we watch for Is it the F and then or S to then?
So yeah, so what you'll get to acceleration altitude, which is 1782, and at which point it'll say thrust climb.
Right.
You pull back into climb.
Right. Okay.
And then then you follow the flight. You follow the flight directors from when they start to look like they're giving a sensible reading.
Okay.
And then following the flight directors will increase the speed.
Okay.
And as we get to F speed on the speed scale, you have to flap 0.
Flap 0. Yeah.
And then it'll accelerate to 250 knots. Okay.
Sounds good.
So we'll give that a go.
Okay.
Did I put the motion on? Yeah. Right, all yours. You have control, sir.
I have control. Okay, so thrust to, yeah. Oh yeah, I didn't thingy the engines, did I?
That's all right. Once you've done it, just keep going.
So
that's it.
Thrust to
flex. You've got flex 60. Use your rudders to keep it straight. Look down the end of the runway. Make sure you keep it straight. Auto thrust is activated now.
Yeah. Airspeed is alive.
Jets. 80 knots. Start bringing it back to neutral now. So you're neutral by 100.
Yeah.
Air is 100 knots.
Checked.
V1. Let go of the thrust levers. Rotate. 6. Good rate. Perfect rate. So keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Up to 15 degrees. Then the flight directors will meet you.
Yep.
Just knocked it in. So that's it.
So
follow the
flight director.
So you can flutter rate.
Gear up.
Gears coming up. And now the flight director is giving you a sensible read now. They're telling you what to do now. So you follow them. So you come up. There'll be a left turn coming up shortly. So the vertical line will move off to the left. You just follow it.
Yeah.
And it'll command a nice easy rate for you as well. So it won't be anything too strenuous for the aircraft. So you see now it's asking for the climb.
Yeah.
So just bring the thrust levers back one click.
There we go.
And
So climb green.
That's it. So we've got thrust climb, which is the auto thrust is active now. And it's commanding a pitch down slightly just to start increasing the speed.
Because of that turn.
Yeah. It's giving you a vertical mode of climb, which is giving you the correct rate of climb. And it's also giving you nav, which is your lateral mode. So it's following the green line. It's through S speed now, so you command for.
Yep. Flaps up. Flap 0.
Flap 0. So that gets rid of your the red overspeed warning thing on the speed scale, just because you now are clean. You've got a clean
wing,
so you can fly up to maximum speed of about 320 knots at this altitude.
And spoilers. So lights off.
So come back to the VFD.
Approaching 5,000.
Yep. So speed out start. So it's captured that altitude now. It's going to ask you to level off. And the thrust is just doing its own thing now, just to maintain. It's going into speed mode now, so it's going to maintain 250 knots. It's going to give you that thrust to maintain 250 knots. Cool. Nicely done. How's it feel?
It feels really good, actually.
Yeah. This is pretty much how the aircraft handles.
Yeah, it doesn't feel as spongy as the sim. The sim always feels like it has too much, not enough drag.
Right.
So it's like not enough drag is modelled.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So it's all about maintaining your scan, keeping an eye on your flight directors, keeping an eye on your altitude, your speed. Speed's not so much of a thing that you need to worry about because the
auto thrust is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, it's brilliant. Yeah. Try and do the flight with that one, it's awful. Right, so if I turn the flight directors off now, you just have a little fly around yourself now.
Sure.
So it's gone
just turn
into, so you get the bird on. That'll give you, that is a brilliant bit of the airplane, because it'll tell you exactly what the airplane is.
Yeah, it's where it's going, it's like in the military ones, isn't it?
Yeah, so you can see now the
descending.
all you've got to do is put that bird on the horizon when you're flying level. That's it.
Fly the bird.
Try a few turns, try a few right one turns, 30-degree turns, so we'll try one to the right. And what you'll notice is well, it's more for the descent. If you want to go like a 3-degree descent, like on an ILS, all you've got to do is put the top of that tail on the horizon.
Right, okay.
3 degree. So if we come round to, let's say, north, I'll just move to the little bug on here, so the little blue line.
Due south now.
Sorry?
Going due south.
Yeah,
so
or you could go the other way around, whichever just do. Fly away. See, I say if you let go now.
Yeah. Well, that's the amazing thing. It's exactly. It just holds itself, doesn't it?
It's keeping everything in one cheek. Because all this is a rate stick. It just gives you a rate of climb or descent, or left or right. It doesn't. All this is doing is talking to a computer. The only thing that's actually connected to anything are the rudder pedals and this.
Yeah. It's not too bad actually keeping altitude as long as you keep the bird on the horizon. 300, nearly 300.
Yeah, let's try accelerating now. So if I give you 300 knots, you'll feel you'll feel that kind of
lift,
thrust couple. But the aeroplane will do its best to keep it level. And you'll see if I do 367 knots, which is overspeed, the auto thrust is going to protect us.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't actually let you.
So it's got the not the A-floor protection, but the.
So this is at the other end of the scale.
The overspeed protection.
Overspeed protection. It shouldn't. I think it does Mach 0.004 more than or above the maximum. So
right.
So you've got all this energy now, so it wants to climb.
Right. So we're going due north now.
Yeah. So it's gonna. That's the altitude warning. So you see how it's just stopped now, the speed, and it will actually do the same on the other end of the scale as well.
Right.
That's it. I mean, I can just line that up and it will just not do anything. It's very it's an intelligent aircraft. That's 250. So you can try. Do you want to try a climb?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Let's go up to 10,000. Just raise the nose. So you can use the flight directors now, and put the buckets. So if you pull that, it'll give you an open climb. It's called open climb. It's like you're telling the aircraft what you want to do, so the aircraft telling us. So if I pull that flight director will just follow the vertical flight director. It's coming on to meters now because it knows what to do. The problem is it's trying to slow down at the same time. Just give us a standard setting. It's quite flashy.
So I guess at this point I could just engage the autopilot and then it would just take over, would it?
Yeah, press AP1. There we go.
Yeah.
And it'll just send to those flight directors. And then the very important
speed out
is this one.
Yeah.
Because that's when you can get your cup of coffee.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So it's captured the altitude now. It was doing a hell of a rate then, so it's got it quite early, and it starts to gradually level off.
Quite a bit of performance.
Yeah, it's quite light, so
yeah.
so East Midlands is just down here. We can either do that, or we can fly over to Manchester.
Yeah, I guess we can fly over to
Manchester.
where we are. Yeah.
So let me just look at the map. Try to give bearings. So if you turn left, and so we're heading 330.
330.
And descend to altitude 5,000 feet.
Descending to 5,000.
So pull it.
Open descend.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. I think
Yeah,
it's
that's
pulled.
it.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
it's all
All right.
So it's with,
Yeah.
so what the auto thrust mode's gone into thrust idle.
Yeah.
So it's going to command no
Yeah.
thrust, and it's open descent. And then we've got flight level 50 because we've got standard set altimeters.
Yeah.
Going to an altitude, so we'll push back into QNH
Yeah.
mode. 10, 11. That's it. So it's going to 5,000 feet.
Yeah.
You always have to cross-check whatever you put in here. Always
Yeah.
cross-check this screen.
Yeah, to
This
make
is
sure it
what it's
matches.
actually doing,
Yeah.
not that.
Sure.
It's this.
And there is definitely a difference between the left hand and the right hand QNH and that. So like if I change mine, it doesn't change yours.
No. It's
Yeah.
They're independent of each other.
Right. Yeah,
so-
that's what I thought. Yeah, because in my sim they're not. So if
Right,
I,
okay.
I would.
If they were different, if you isolated something different, eventually it would give us an ECAM
Okay.
to warn us.
Right.
Right, so we've got East Midlands as an arrival here, so we need to change this to Manchester now. So
Okay.
if you go to your flight plan page, okay, where it says Daventry, we just need to pick a point, any point on the flight plan we've got at the moment. So say DTY. If you go CIS, click on that, where it says new destination, so we need to put EGCC for Manchester. And then it's new destination. And insert. Okay, so that sets it up so it knows we're going to Manchester now. So then, if you'll just so it's position frozen there, so it's fine. So we're still descending, but we're positioned in space, frozen in time. So where it's destination, EGCC, the bottom left. So so L6. So if you click on that, we can tell it what kind of arrival we want to do and what runway we're going to land on. We're going to do an ILS onto 23. Right. Okay, so insert that. So you can see that, you might not be able to quite see it, that it's built the arrival in.
Right. Okay.
So on this heading we're so this heading's okay for now, so I'll unfreeze us. So we're about 30 miles from the final fix. You just come right, 340. So on the plate for Manchester, the final fix altitude, we need to be at 3,500 feet. This is the procedure.
Right.
Seems to be right. So this is at this D10. India November is the ILS for that's this final fix point.
Right. Okay.
So we need to be at 3,500 feet.
Okay. Yeah.
And
To intercept.
it's a standard 3 degrees
Yeah.
glide path, and the minimum is 460.
Okay.
Okay. And it's a 232 front course. So speed outs are at 5,000 feet. Minimum altitude around here is 3.5. But what we'll do, we'll stay at 5,000 for a little while because last time I was in GPWS went a bit funny.
Right.
So what we'll do, we'll come in, we'll follow the flight directors, and you can do it. You can join on with the autopilot in if you want, or you can hand fly it on. It's up to you.
Yeah, I guess I'll let it intercept and then I'll take over
when it's going down.
Yeah.
Okay, well what we'll do, we'll fly with the flight directors on, we won't use the bird. We use the flight directors on ILS anyway. And we'll go to minimum, and we'll do a go around.
Okay, sounds good.
From minimum. I did my first ever go around from minimum a couple of weeks ago.
Oh right, first ever.
In
Oh wow.
15 years.
That's unusual considering the UK weather.
Well, it was in Romania.
Oh right, okay. Yeah, it's nice to be able to actually physically turn these things.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Strobes will be on. They'd switch on when off wheels, but you meant to have it on the run.
Because I usually switch it to auto. But yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Look, if you're in auto, they will come on, they'll start, but only when we lift off.
Okay.
You're supposed to have them on when you come on the runway. So
good to know.
The whole kind of philosophy of the Airbus is that if anything goes wrong, the light will come on and it'll tell you what to press. Obviously, your camp tells you.
Yeah.
We can have I just.
Is it conditioning?
Speed.
Oh yeah.
CCS.
Yeah.
Should give us a.
It's not come up with it. Yeah, maybe it waits for a while. Maybe.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. So pack one off.
So how we deal with this, we'd go, if you're flying, you'd say, my radio, my communications, with for some reason. Your read ECAM, so I'd say, air, pack one, overheats. And then you'd say, confirm, because you've read it as well.
Yep.
And then you tell me to do the ECAM actions, which I'll let you do.
So pack one off.
Yeah, so easiest way to look for ECAM, for overhead panel, air conditioning.
Pack one.
That's bleed.
Is it this one? Yeah.
So it's lit
off.
up.
Yeah. Pack one off.
Yeah, and when the pack overheat is out, pack one back on. So it's not
so just clears it.
It's not too much of a big deal. Once it's cleared, once it's cooled down, we'll try it again. If there's a problem, it'll probably overheat again, in which case you'll switch it off again. Just leave it off. We don't particularly need it, so I'll just clear that.
Cool. Let's turn the valve back out.
Right, so let's go down to 3,500 feet.
Okay.
Pull that, yeah. And we need to start slowing down so we can start to configure now, so we need to activate the approach. If you push that to back into, so it's in managed. Yeah. So if you go to performance on your McDo, activate the approach, left arm, L6, and again, it's going to start slowing down to green dot speed now, with a clean wing.
So it's should have got the W.
That's right. 15 degrees.
And wind?
24010. Barrow minimum is 460. We'll just pause our position again, which is a good position. So what you can do there now as well is you can do a config full or a config 3 landing. They're both considered normal landings. So we're heading more towards config 3 landings now if you can, because it's a bit more environmentally friendly. It saves about 6 kilos of fuel, to be honest. So we'll do config full. Pause it, change the motion. Okay, so you can see how our speed's now dropped below our max speed. So these little yellow dashes here is the maximum speed for the flight.
Right. Okay.
So we're below that now. So we could go flat one now.
Flat one. Okay.
Yeah.
Flat one.
Any status messages selecting flat one will bring them up just to remind us if we need any performance issues for landing, so we can clear that. So if we turn left now to head in a 290. 295.
295.
Flat one is out. We need to select ILS for on our PFD. So that gives us our ILS indications. Okay, so we're clear for the ILS to right 23 right. So if you're on the approach button, that'll localise that and rise slope. And we'll use 2 autopilots as well, just to double redundancy. So horsepower 2. So we've got Cat 3 dual, horsepower 1 and 2. I need to run in this position now. We're able to do a Cat 3B approach.
Okay.
Okay, we're below the next so you could if you wanted to go to flap 2.
Flap 2.
So we're getting flap 2's right. You get a bit of a balloon as you.
Yeah.
Because flap 1 you only get slats. Flap 2 you start getting flaps out, which gives us a bit of a. So 3,500 feet. I'll start. The red out's just come alive because we're over the hills.
And
They'll probably disappear again soon.
And lock stars.
Lock star.
Yeah.
There you go. So it's captured the localizer now. Line to line. We've dropped below. Well, the spoilers come out here because we've dropped below 2,000 feet. That might just disappear.
Right.
So you get a landing message when it gets below 2,000 because we're over the Pennines at the moment.
Okay.
So you see the runway ahead.
Yep.
There's a line there. So this is a good position to be in. You're about to intercept the glide slope. We've got flap 2. All is good. All is well with the world. 14 miles away, which is nice. So the localizer is about to fully capture.
Yeah, so I guess we're a little under, but that's because we're further back.
Yeah, so if you look to remember that chart, 3,500 feet was at 10 miles. So if you think about the slope going up, so say this is 10 miles, this is 3,500 feet. Occasionally they'll ask you to intercept from 4,000.
Right.
More often than not, it's 3,000. So you go a bit closer. They'll get you in a bit closer in. Depends how busy they are and how engaged they're feeling. So you can see we've gone above 2,000 feet on the radar, so the landing message has gone. And that'll come back again when we go below 2,000.
So is it geared down as it captures the?
Yeah, it's it all depends on your ground speed.
Right.
Normally, I'd aim for about 6 miles before I put the gear down.
Okay.
So the glide start. I don't know why it's getting 9,000 feet for the missed approach altitude.
Yeah.
That's that might be a
Sim bug.
I know, right? So let's increase this.
Right, so we've intercepted glide select and localizer.
So what it'll fly to whatever we've got selected in the window for missed approaches. 3,500 feet. Once it goes above the altitude, it'll sit here 3,500. And that's how I'd go missed approach altitude.
Okay.
The procedure here is to actually at 750 feet make a right turn.
Right.
So this is how I'll go around.
Right. And you press the GA button, do you? Oh, you just push it.
Firewall with
fine.
the toga. And we'll be flying manually, so it's the same as takeoff. You can pitch button to 15 degrees.
Right.
It's nice and slow. There's no need to push by that. And it does it quite nicely.
Yeah.
You can use the same rate you used on your takeoff.
Yeah.
And what you'd call is go around flat. So I'll go full flat to flap 3.
Okay.
And then once we're climbing away, gear up 1. So see it's the right hand runway, 2 runways in Manchester. Okay, we'll start. Should we do the rest of the configuration?
So I guess we're 7 miles away. Yeah, gear down.
So gear down, and then
spoilers up.
That's just arming them, so when we land. Okay, we've got 3
2,000.
Gears down.
Yeah.
Tend not to do gear and flap at the same time, just to keep the strain off the hydraulic system. So the next one I'll let you do.
Okay.
Flap 3.
Flap 3. And auto brake medium. Even I mean we're not landing, but
nice 3,000 meter runway. Okay, and then flap 4.
Flap 4.
And then landing checks, dead easy. The call is landing checks, ECAP memo, and it's landing no blue.
Okay.
Because it's that.
Yeah.
There we go. You're fully configured to land.
So I guess should I wait till 500?
Whenever you're comfortable.
Okay.
It won't be able to trim now, so if you took the autopilot out, it wouldn't do anything.
Yeah. I guess I'll fly in from 5.
Yeah. So just click on that's it. So it's dropped down to Cat 1 now, so there's no autopilot. We're just following the flight directors, looking up, just like you're landing on your Warrior. Pick where you want to land, keep that in the same place as the window. Pretend there's a squash bug on the screen, and you want to keep that squash bug in the same place.
So I've got 3 white and 1 red.
Yeah, I wouldn't
bother with the pappies now. Okay.
Fun enough, this is the situation you get in loop. You'll be on the ILS, but the pappies are on.
What, in real life or?
Yeah, in real life.
Oh, right, okay.
It's ridiculous.
Lovely.
Just a ridiculous airport, generally. Okay, so this,
A bit of
keep your eye on the flight directors. We don't particularly need to use the rudders. Don't use the rudder. Just try and get. Jet aircraft, you don't really use the rudder unless you're
in trouble
until you're landing.
Right. Okay, good to know.
Use the rudder to kick off the drift on the landing, but you don't really touch until the final 30 feet. Quite nicely.
500.
500 check.
It's gonna approaching 100 above.
400.
So just think about what you're going to do with your hands. With
100 above.
100 above.
100 above.
300.
Okay, and minimum. Go around.
Go around.
Minimum.
Okay, pull up. That's it. Follow the flight directors. That's a positive rate to climb.
Gear up.
Gear up. Follow the flight directors. They're going to control your speed nicely. And then we'll tell you what, we'll go straight out. Let's go straight on. That's it. And it's just going to go into the same procedure as a takeoff now, so it's going to start. It's going to flash out here saying leave climb.
Yep.
So you come back 2 clicks now, because you're going to climb thrust, that's it. So you've got thrust, climb, open, climb, and it's going to start accelerating. We're above F speed, so you can command. Go from 3 to 1.
So flap 1.
Flap 1. It wants you to accelerate, so it's asking for a pitch
nose down. Yeah. I can see the lowering it down.
Perfect.
Okay, approaching our go around speed. I meant go around altitude.
The only difference with the takeoff now is it's going to accelerate to green dot speed.
Yeah.
Because it knows you're going to want to have another go.
So flap 0.
Just way too above.
Okay.
So speed out start. It's going to be leveling off now. That's it. Now flap 0. See how he's commanding green dot speed now.
Excellent.
Perfect. Excellent. Very good. Let's go downwind now. So I'll give you a downwind heading.
Okay.
We'll go in and try a landing. Happy with all that? Happy with how that all went?
Yeah, that felt quite good. Yeah, it's okay. So no rudder basically. I'm correcting my position.
Jet aircraft we don't use the rudder. So we'll use the. So you see, the crosswind technique on this aircraft is to kick out any drift in the flare. Really. Okay. That's the technique to teach. Boeing's a bit different because you can do cross controls like you would on a Warrior. In which case you'd use the rudder a bit further back. But on this aircraft, it doesn't really like, the computers don't like using the rudder because it doesn't know what's. It just gets confused. Obviously on a engine failure, you would use your rudder.
So approaching the heading. Oh yeah, that's what my instructor always says.
Yeah. It just Just because it gives you that annoying sound then if it does that. Yeah. It's the worst noise on the aeroplane.
Yeah. So we're going downwind now?
The downwind, airport's just down here.
Yep.
So if you're in a circuit, having it in some scale like that is usually quite good.
Yeah, because with the Piper, if you've got a crosswind, you've got to use a lot of rudder, and it's a lot of rudder to just keep it on the centre line. What I tend to do is I tend to draw a line from the centre line of the runway all the way through down my bum out the back of the aircraft, and then just make, like, in my head I sit on it sort of thing.
Same. Do the same thing.
Yeah. So at Stapleford we've got really specific heights that we have to be at, because we've got pylons and then we've got the M25. So you actually coming in, it feels really high, and the runway is uphill as well. So it looks really high, and it looks, and you just feel really wrong as you're approaching it, but it's not. And, and it all comes down to the last kind of 50 feet when you flare. And
so we fly, because we're flying something. It does this. It's a bit turbulent. We're flying to all sorts of places in Eastern Europe.
Do you fly to Sarajevo at all?
We do fly to Sarajevo.
That's where I'm from.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
We have to do special training. Sorry.
Okay. It's very special.
When you go around,
it does. Yeah. Otherwise, you end up in that mountain, don't you?
Yeah. I don't think we're doing that. We're not doing it at the moment out of Luton.
Right.
They do it out. The Hungarians do it.
So I've flown. So I'm from Bihać. Well, I was born in Sarajevo, but I lived in Bihać. So I did Bihać, Banja Luka, and Bihać, Sarajevo in a GA kind of plane. Yeah. So that was a lot of fun. I scared the controller in Banja Luka because he thought I was like an Airbus or something when I was calling up. He didn't expect.
Sarajevo, Belgrade, Pristina.
Yeah.
I'm going to Pristina next week actually.
Okay.
It was interesting. We were always, Thomas Copley said, under no circumstances ever divert to Pristina.
Right.
And it's one of our destinations now.
Oh wow.
Right, so we're actually at 3 knot speed, so the aeroplane is still in go around mode. So it still thinks it's in the go around. We need to tell it
approach.
We're actually going to do an approach now, so tell it here. So
projector confirmed.
So it now goes into I know what I'm doing now. I'm going to go and do this approach.
Yeah.
We don't need to decelerate anymore. So at the moment, until we start configuring with flap, which now is a decent time to start it.
Okay.
So if you go flap 1. Yep,
flap 1.
It's in managed speed, so
it should
what it's going to go do now, it's just going to go to the next kind of selectable speed, which is S speed. And it does it because we're level, it just does it. Again, it's come up with a status. I don't know why it's coming up with this, but it will tell if there's something wrong on the status page. It'll tell us, because that's normally the way performance-related stuff will come. So we don't need to worry about that. So the call will be to remove status. So remove the status. If you come left now on it's a couple of miles.
Yeah. A bit windy.
Okay, come left onto a heading of 295. What?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
We'll be flying it as well.
Do you have like specific performance requirements as to how vigorous you can be with the side stick because of the passengers?
Well, you can come to it'll command you a 30-degree turn.
Right.
It won't actually physically let you go more than 67. I can't imagine ever there'd be a call for you to do 67 degrees.
Right. Okay.
30 degrees is not very really. The flight directors will give you a rate 1 turn.
Right.
That's what's commanded. Because it monitors your G and all that, so
Yeah.
it shouldn't really be too. Even if you went like that,
Yeah.
it wouldn't over control it. Okay, it's going to be another 5 degrees.
2000.
And what I'll do, on the approach source, your localizers
Okay,
on. So
yeah.
once it captures it, there you go. So your flight directors are going to
Yeah.
position you onto your flight director. Just watch your altitude again.
Yeah, because we're on a bit hilly,
Right over the
hilly.
hills, yeah.
So yeah,
3,500.
3,500. Yeah. Yeah, I see it.
I'll give you flat 2 now.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more control.
Yeah, so it's a bit slower now. Yeah, I can feel that ballooning.
The actual aircraft is terrible.
Yeah.
The balloon effect of flat 2.
Yeah, so is the Piper.
Okay, so just about to come onto the localizer,
Yeah.
switch these off that turn.
Yeah, because when you come down to your crosswind and you go flaps 2, it really wants the balloon.
That doesn't work.
Ah. Right, so 12 miles out.
Yeah, so you're looking at it's 10 miles for your
Yeah.
intercept.
It's getting there.
Yeah.
You can see the
So-
airport, you can see the
So
runway.
you're back in a good position now, you're on the
Yeah.
localizer, you're
Yeah.
on flat 2. All is good. Yeah.
So we're going for landing this time.
We'll do a landing, yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So you happy with the landing technique?
So is it flare at 30 and then over the threshold?
Start thinking about the flare. Start thinking about starting the flare at 30, being
Yeah.
the flare at 20.
Okay. And is it over the threshold idle or when do you idle?
Right, slow to come in
Yeah.
more. So when you start thinking about flaring,
Okay, right.
hey, cheating.
Isn't that what it's all about though? I was watching a video with some other Airbus captain and he said, oh, it's about time we put some automation on. That was just after takeoff.
Yeah.
It was quite funny because he was in a sim, showing some
I
things.
think the minimum you can put them is 100 feet.
Really? That's hilarious.
Takeoff. If you ever get into doing like for a license scenario, your license skills check, you have to do a completely raw data or ILS, so no auto thrust, no flight
Right.
directors. You just get these.
Yeah. Yeah, I might rebook and try and do that one day. Yeah.
He wants to get it certified to do
Yeah.
MCC courses and stuff like that, job courses, which would be really good.
Just check I'm still recording. Yep, that's good. Right, so landing gear, flaps 4. Yeah, we're not ready for actually, yeah, we could be ready for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, get down, please.
Yeah.
And wait for it to come down.
So he starts to put more thrust on as well. To get
Yeah,
extra drag in
loads
here.
of drag, yeah. Right, yeah, flaps 4, please.
Now we go flap 3.
Oh, flaps 3, yeah.
And then flap 4. Landing checks.
Landing check, so gear down.
Just landing no blue.
Oh, okay.
So I had to
Right,
say. 'Cause if there was anything not blue, so
Yeah.
like that, it would say landing
Okay.
okay. So now if it's green, you know that landing checks are complete.
So we're stabilised,
Stabilised,
5
yeah.
miles away.
Our SOP is to be
Yeah.
stabilised by 1,000 feet.
Okay.
So if you're not, so that includes having the correct thrust,
Yeah.
configuration, speed, everything's got to be stable.
Okay.
If you're not, you have to go around. It's a bit extreme.
Right, I'm going to try and fly in.
Yeah. So just try and keep your flight directions in the
Yeah.
middle. Keep your scan on your glide slope, your low clouds, keep looking, occasionally looking out the window, picking your
Yeah.
landing point. Just make sure as if you do look away, look back, and make sure
Yeah.
if something starts drifting off, just correct it.
1,000.
It's easier to correct it back here than it is down there.
Yeah.
Very, very small corrections on the stick.
Yeah.
Not over controlled. Good. Bring glide slopes back in, so try and get back to your 700 feet a minute down, rate of descent.
Bit nose down, bit left.
Nice wide runway here, so it's nice 45 metre
Yeah.
wide runway.
500.
Don't say that, I'll land it sideways. Yeah, when I landed at Banja Luka, it was just like the runway was so wide for my tiny little plane. Oh, I could literally land it
Under the
sideways.
bus.
Check. Landing, continue.
Yeah.
300.
Minimum you call would be to continue or go around.
Minimum.
Just slightly left of the centre line.
Yeah.
Nice.
200.
So keep it coming down, keep it coming down. Keep a touch high.
Yeah.
Don't.
100.
A bit left.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Yeah, that's it. Just hold that.
Yeah.
10.
Hold that. Hold that.
5.
Pitch. Watch the pitch. Keep the pitch down.
Oh, well, slightly off the runway.
Stop the other brakes.
Ah. Nice. Brake on.
Yeah, not too bad. Just
Slightly to the right.
flare. Yeah, the
Yeah.
flare. You flared a bit too soon.
Yeah.
And perhaps a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Just need a couple of degrees on the pitch.
Okay.
We'll do up, forwards, back. This is going to be easy minutes.
The one I land with brakes on.
Yeah. So the autopilot is in.
Okay.
On the approach, it knows where it is, it knows where it's going. Smoothly. That's that. Good. You have control.
I have control.
So yeah, so just try and keep it on that centre line.
Yep.
Use the oral
Yeah.
pulse again. You'll get 50, 40, 30, 20.
Yeah. And 5. I think it said 5.
I remember the thrust.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
keep your hands on the thrust as well.
Okay.
On the approach. Right, all yours.
Peek, peek, peek.
That's it.
1,000.
Okay, stabilise. Continue. Good.
500.
See,
Check.
you've got the flight director's nailed now,
Yeah.
which is good. Making your life nice and easy.
400. 100 above. 300. Minimum
Started to look out the window now.
200.
It was all the time we're going back to east down. Up, down, up, down. Try not to chase it down.
100.
And stick with what you've got now.
Yep.
That's it. Just that second
50.
line.
40. 30.
Think about it. Thrust
20.
off.
Retard.
That's it. And slide
10.
check. That's it. That's it.
5.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Thrust reverse. Decel 18 versus idle.
That's it. Perfect.
Manual braking.
That's it.
Well, I guess we'd come. There you go. That's fine. Cool. I guess that was serviceable. A little bit.
The only thing I'd say is it's the slight to the right.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. It's too right.
It's bringing to a stop.
Okay. It's like it's on ice, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
weird. The modelling on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tiller's not very good. That's why it's a bit. I think.
Whoop.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah.
It's the benefit is in the air with this sim.
Right.
Cool.
Light brake on.
Right. Should we try change fan?
Yeah. Let's do it. Well, I wasn't recording anyway, so that's
Oh,
good.
no.
We reset.
So you see what it's telling us.
Yeah,
tells
yeah.
us to do with the engine first. So
Yeah.
it's just engine master
Just go through the
off.
process.
And this is all on my pallet not flying.
Yeah.
Engine 2, fire push button go off. Push this you know, I said it without, there's no damage, so you don't,
Yeah, yeah.
don't need to do this because it's what it's setting you up to relight it.
Yeah. So we'd look at the vibration to see if there was.
You'd know if it was
Bird or
damage.
something, yeah.
It would do a big bang. And then at the most of the time, the procedure would be to say there was damage because modern engines don't just fail.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, so let's try that again. What does it think it is? It doesn't think it's anywhere there. Quite a sound on PTU.
Barking dog. So.
Yeah. Right. Let's give it a bit more pressure to start the engine. Yeah, it's nicely handled. You nailed you had the right amount of trim on, and that was right here. But I don't know what was going on.
Cool. Avail.
Exactly what I did there. Sorry, I was
Yeah, yeah.
I just got open
Bleed
there.
out.
There's the bleed, so
Cross bleed for the
so
engines.
On, so.
Yeah.
Right, we'll try it again.
Okay.
Flight directors on both sides. We've got flap. That. That's that.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright. Type brakes off.
Try again.
Okay, 50%.
Thrust is set.
Set. SP's alive. Knots. B1. Rotate.
Engine failure. Set crossing. Positive climb. Just keep the rudder in.
Yep.
Nail that beats target. Just ignore the trim with it.
Yep.
See what it does. Keep your heading. I'm just going to put some trim for you. Just
Okay.
play with it.
Feels over trimmed now.
Just try the autopilot.
Just doesn't like that, does it? Something with the sim.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the way it's
Alright.
working.
Cool.
Okay, so
Alright.
we're above 400 feet. So you'll say my radio,
Yeah.
your ecam.
My radio,
So
your
I'm saying,
ecam.
ecam, engine 2 failed. You're going to confirm that with the
Yeah.
actions that you've performed.
Sure.
You know that you've used that
Yeah.
kind of rudder. So we're happy that it's engine 2 failed.
Engine 2 failed. Yeah. Yeah.
So engine 2 failed. Engine mode selector goes to
Ignition. Yeah.
Okay. Thrust lever 2. They're your thrust
Yeah.
levers, right? So
Yeah.
thrust lever 2. So
So 3, 2,
we confirm. It's confirmed. Thrust lever
Confirmed.
2. Comes back to idle.
Idle.
Okay. Now it's my engine 2 master. We confirm that.
Engine 2 master. Yeah. Confirmed.
Off. There's no damage. I know there's no damage. I got told it not to damage it.
Yeah.
So if we
Yeah.
keep
it's
keep your order on.
Yeah, I'll keep the rudder on.
I think it's not holding the rudder.
Hmm.
So just keep flying.
Yeah, I'll just hand fly it.
We're just running a procedure. So we're going to consider a relay.
Yeah.
Let's get rid of that one. So that's the end of the initial procedure.
Yeah.
Decam procedure. So we're above acceleration altitude now. So what you're flying now. So
Yeah.
I'll push the
So,
buttons.
yeah.
So there we go. So we've got vertical speed of 0. You lower the nose, which will start accelerating the aircraft.
So we're approaching S speed.
Yeah.
So flap 0.
And wait till after speed. There we go. So
Do you not do it at the arrow?
No, you do it when the actual airspeed goes above. What the arrow is doing is giving us, that's telling us where we're going to be in 10 seconds.
Okay. And then we got
That's
green
when
dot
it'll
speed.
start. Okay, so now we're at green dot, so we're going to climb to 3,000 feet.
Yep.
You need to set MCT now. So we'll come back a click and then back up a click. That's it. So we'll thrust
Thrust
MCT,
MCT,
top
yep.
climb. And we'll also select green dot in this instance. And then we're climbing away now on the one engine.
Yeah, good performance.
Yeah, it works like a dream.
Yeah.
And then what we'll do then is we'll clear out the initial part of the fail procedure.
Yeah.
And it's going to tell us to monitor the imbalance
Yeah,
of the fuel.
fuel, yeah.
And put TCAS and TA because
Yeah.
we're not in a position to do any
Yeah. RAs,
RAs at the
yeah.
moment. And then you'll ask me to clear, so we'll
Yeah,
clear
clear.
that, if you want to do it.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And then that just brings us down to tells us the systems
Yeah.
and what we do here.
Keeping you.
We wouldn't. So at the moment we can't open the crossbleed, there's no real benefit to do it. If we'd fired a bottle for the, if there'd been a fire, we wouldn't open it because it'd just get contaminated, get cross-contamination. So we've cleared leads.
Yeah, cleared leads.
Electrics.
So we're on Gen 1.
Gen 1. Way of getting rid of, we've got another generator available to us.
Yeah, so
the APU.
start APU
So
again.
we'll start the APU. Let's leave that to do its own thing now. That'll eventually come online, you'll get some flickering lights and stuff. So electrics, less than 1,000 to go. Hydraulics, we've obviously lost our yellow pump, which is under engine 2.
So start electric yellow. Did you do that?
We don't need to. PTU's working.
Okay.
So we've got yellow pressure. So clear hydraulics, and then that takes us to status where
that was a lot of turbulence.
Pause. Right, we've not got much time.
Yeah.
So what I think we should do now is just put us back onto. I'll clear that failure if it will do it. Try and get it back if we can. And we'll put on a 3 mile final and we'll do a final landing.
Okay. We've won engine.
Let's see if
Oh
we
yeah.
get-
All right.
Let's see if we get it back. I don't think we're going to get it back.
Sync rate.
Yeah. No kidding.
We're in alpha. I'll try that again. Right, we're going to have the gear down. We're going to be a flat full. It's going to be a single. We'll do a single engine landing.
Yeah.
That will be an MC10. Turn the lock. It's not going to come out turn lock till we get out.
Yeah. I was just about to.
I'll pause it again.
Okay.
Stick us back on 3 mile, and that should have sorted it out.
Cool.
That's part of it initially. And full. So the technique for landing is the same
Yeah.
engine.
Just before, do you press the reset? For the...
You can do.
Okay.
A lot of people forget.
Right.
It's the same. But this time we'll use rudder.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't call it single engine landing. They call it a landing with rudder.
Okay. Fair enough.
See what it does. See Cat 2 because I've only got one. There you go. That's parts out. Nice start. For some reason, we're not getting it. That's because the auto's slow. Carry on, continue.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there. Yeah. Glide in.
Yep.
500.
You're holding a lot of excess speed here, so take your stop.
400.
Just gonna auto.
Yeah, just glide it down to. You might find that
300.
it should work out nice there.
200.
That's it, yeah, just a touch of thrust. Perfect.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Decel 80.
Brilliant.
That wasn't wasn't too bad.
That was right, considering the situation we're in.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Marvellous. I
Excellent.
think you can be very proud of yourself, actually.
Yeah, I was waiting for the power to come back, so then I thought it's going to swing me around, so I don't have to do the rudder then.
Brilliant. Right, we'll let it settle down, then we'll do a shutdown. Pretend we're on stand.
Yeah.
We've got the APU.
Yeah.
So just thrust leave the engines off.
Okay. So
we'll just
two.
wait for the
Yeah.
so otherwise we lose the hydraulics and the flaps won't come in.
Yeah. Seats could come off.
Everybody jumps up.
Yeah.
Okay, engines off then.
Okay, so engine 2 off.
Yeah. Did both at the same time.
Yeah. Engine 1 off. Engine 1 off.
And that's when the seatbelt sign will come
Yeah.
off. And then
Oh, okay.
when we drop below 10% then more, that's when the beacon goes on.
Beacon off.
Cool. Status. Power. Power is available. Power. APU can come off now, right?
APU.
Lead off first.
Oh yeah.
Super. And that's how mid-10's a bit.
Job done. Brake on.
Brilliant. So what we'd do is we'd switch the ADAs off.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. We'd switch the crew supply of oxygen off.
Off.
We'd switch the emergency exit lights off.
Where are those? Oh yeah. Off.
And then we would switch. When we power down the airplane, we've got to wait. We've had a bit of a funny email today from people. What we do, we'd switch the APU off.
Yeah.
And then we'd switch the ground power off. But if the APU is showing still available, the flap's still open. If you depower the airplane, it stays open.
Okay. So it's got to wait for that to close.
So you gotta wait
yeah.
for it to close. But
Yeah.
normally we'd be switching with
Yeah.
the crew. In which case we'd just leave it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And whatever defects are on the airplane, which usually quite a few.
That's pretty reassuring to know.
Yeah. But
Cool.
any questions? Anything?
No, I really enjoyed that. I was just going to
Good.
say thank you very much.
No,
thank
not
you
a problem.
for
Not a problem.
being my instructor.
No problem.
That was a lot of fun.